This is the CC Radio Podcast. Welcome to Comic Confidential, the weekly show where we discuss our favorite things from popular culture. My name is Cade.
And my name is Troy. Thank you for joining us. This week, we're talking about, it's Hellboy.
Hellboy it is.
Yeah. And it's a movie that is, hey, you're either going to love it or you're not. And we're going to get into how we feel about it. But before we do that, there's a couple of things you guys can do to help support the show.
First thing you can do is leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or any other podcast app that you use.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be iTunes. You could do it on Stitcher. Spotify.
Can you do that on Spotify?
I would assume it's you'd have to be able to leave a 5-star review.
Yeah, maybe.
Only 5 stars.
Yeah.
You'd have to be able to leave a review on Spotify, surely.
Maybe.
Someone let us know.
Look, if
you
you're
don't
listening,
have to do it.
If you're listening to us on Netflix, simply give us a good thumbs up.
Well, you know what you can't do, though? You can listen to us on Apple TV, which, I have obviously done, just to do it. Just to say that, hey, look, I'm on the TV. I'm on TV. But I don't think you can actually go through there and leave a review. But maybe someone can try.
I want someone to leave us a review in the most obscure place.
Yeah.
And let us know.
Yeah, because we'll never find it.
Yeah.
But just let us know. Hey, graffiti a review on this. Don't do that.
Yes.
Don't do that.
Do that.
Don't destroy your neighborhood's kids. Destroy someone else's.
Yeah.
Go 2 neighborhoods over and
go
do
to
it
the next block and do it.
The other thing you can do is you can visit patreon.com/ComicConPod and help support the show that way, and score yourself, at least a free episode every week of stuff.
Not free.
Well, it's not free.
Yeah.
But it's, what's the word? Extra.
Yeah. Bonus.
A bonus, yeah. That's the one. At least a bonus episode every week.
And the final thing you can do is join our listener community on Facebook and just join 350 trillion.
Yeah, it's gone up again.
Yeah, it's gone up. We've gone intergalactic now.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's. I know what it is. It's ever since that black hole.
Well,
happened.
like you said, it's like the black hole.
Yeah. It's opening up the singularity into the Prius and stuff.
What? And other science terms, Prius and
oxygen
and
synergy.
Nitroglycerin.
Wow.
Or something. Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, I like that song.
Yeah. Do that. You can join that. Now, Cade, normally, this is the part where we would jump straight into what we're talking about for the week, which is Hellboy, as I said. But there's been some news, and it's too big for us not to talk about or wait for the next news episode, which is probably next week.
Yeah.
But we're not going to wait. It is, of course, I am referring to the news coming out of Star Wars, whatever it's called.
Celebration,
yeah. In Chicago. That is Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, and the teaser trailer that accompanied it.
Oh, yeah.
How good is it?
It's fantastic. This I'm pretty excited for a Star Wars movie again, Troy.
Oh,
said the internet. Internet.
All right, yeah. You almost had me.
Yeah. No, it's really good. I like it. It's
it's a return to form.
It's a return to form, some would say.
Yeah.
Who was the
Ryan Johnson?
Yeah, Ryan Johnson. Yeah. He wrecked it.
Ruined my childhood.
Yeah.
But J.J. Abrams is back to save it.
Yeah.
Even though we complained about his movie too when that came out a bit.
Yeah. What I like is how people are mixing the directors up and blaming the wrong one for the wrong thing.
Yeah.
It's like, you fucking idiots.
Come on, guys. Just get your shit together.
Get it together.
But yeah, from what we've seen so far, it looks pretty great.
What I'm loving is that we're getting a Star Trek director in for this, and I'm just loving the
we had a Star Trek director for the first one as well.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but Star Trek fans can get back up in arms because nothing's happening with that franchise for a while.
They got Star Trek Discovery going on Netflix.
When was the last time you watched it?
I watched episode 2 of season 2, and I think it's up to episode 7 or 8 now.
Yeah, wow.
But I'm just waiting for the season to finish so I can binge it because I like it so much. All right.
Yeah. I'm sure that's
no, it is pretty good. I actually don't mind it at all. I like Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good.
Yeah.
If I had any time in my day to do anything but watch the one single thing I need to for this podcast, I would definitely watch it.
Yeah, totally.
Because it does look really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's lens flares for days from what I've seen.
It's nothing but lens flares.
Wow.
Every scene.
Even
if it's just two people having a conversation, there's just a lens flare in the middle of them. Yeah. You just can't get away with it.
To the lens
They're talking to the lens flare. The lens flare is basically the main character of the show.
Oh my God.
It all revolves around him.
That's amazing.
I don't know. Yeah. You can't tell. And I would never try.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Don't you dare assume that lights.
I wouldn't.
Don't
even make the joke.
Wavelength.
Let's just move past it and talk about Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh yes,
yeah. So we've got J.J. Abrams back, which a lot of people are very excited for. Me too, personally, I'm very excited for. I love The Force Awakens, but I also like The Last Jedi. I'm one of those guys.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Haven't gone back on that review yet. Said I loved it then, still love it now.
So it's only Marvel and Star Wars movies.
No, it's DC.
Oh, sorry.
It's DC movies that I go back on. Only DC movies, all right. But I am very excited to have J.J. Abrams back. Not that I thought Rian Johnson did anything wrong. It'd just be interesting to see what happens in regards to whether they do try to fix in inverted commas the things that Rian Johnson apparently broke.
Well, do you think the title of it is trying to do that?
Well, I don't think it necessarily. I personally don't think that revolves around Rey at all.
No way.
No,
not a chance. Like Rey is 100% not a Skywalker.
She's from garbage people or whatever they were.
She's trash.
Her parents were garbos.
She's Jedi trash.
Yeah. Well, she's not even Jedi trash. She's just regular normal human, like muggle trash.
Oh, wow.
I'm confusing my fandoms, but you know what I'm trying to get at, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. But anyway, so I don't think it revolves around her at all. I think it all revolves around Kylo Ren.
No, it all revolves around Broom Boy.
Broom Boy is the lost Skywalker somehow.
Mm-hmm. Could be. Hey, you never know, man. Skywalker could have went to that casino planet on the way to like sucking animal titties.
Yeah.
And
you got to get your green milk.
You got to
blue milk wherever you can,
wherever it is.
Yeah.
And he could have just been on the pokies and had a couple of drinks and maybe hooked up with someone on the gamble planet. And then that person had that little boy.
Why does it sound like Luke Skywalker is from Sydney's western suburbs?
Look. He might be. Have you seen him?
Yeah, true. Look, fair enough. He just rolls around in thongs and friggin' 4X stubbies all day and
absolutely.
A wife beater. Look, I fully think that it revolves around Kylo Ren, and I believe this is my prediction. All right, so potential spoilers for Star Wars Episode 9 if I get it right.
Oh, okay.
If
you do get this right,
that these aren't spoilers.
I watch it.
Yeah.
And you got this right, I'm going to come in. Hunt you down.
Yeah, you come and hit me.
Like rebel scum.
Yeah. I believe it is the rise of a new a new order.
Yeah.
Led by Kylo Ren, who is technically a Skywalker. So it's all going to be about the rise of him. Or it's going to go the opposite way to that, and he is actually going to come good, right? And then he will be the one, and him and Rey will team up, and they'll be the ones that destroy the new order or whatever is currently kicking on around. They'll probably be the Knights of Ren or whoever, right? And then he rises up and he takes the name Skywalker.
Oh, I do like that.
Because I don't know why you wouldn't take Solo, because it's your dad's name, but maybe I think he's probably got a better relationship with his mum.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like maybe his mum was like, hey, I know why you did that.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a dick.
So that's where I think it's going.
Yeah. But also your mum did kiss your brother. Her brother.
Well, that happened one time. Who you
going to relate with more?
You kiss your brother once and you're known as the brother kisser.
Yeah.
For the rest of your life.
You get a movie series made about it.
You're a goddamn princess. You're the leader of the rebellion. You do all these things, but all people remember is the fact that you kissed your brother that one time.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Why would you put that in?
I don't know, but I don't know.
Star Wars has some issues, man.
They could have
seriously, how does someone like her have a brother and not know about it?
Well, that's easy enough. That's fine.
No.
And,
This is all just leading like credence to my my Broom Boy theory. You know,
this has got nothing to do with Broom Boy.
It does. Everything you say here will only back up my Broom Boy theory.
Right. Okay. I guess I don't know. I don't have an answer for you in regards to that. But what I will say is this is the same person that eventually gave us Jar Jar Binks, so he's capable of anything.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean?
I read a meme today, and
you read a meme?
I read a meme. It had to be a meme.
You were so scholarly.
Oh man,
look at you reading.
I'm all over memes, man. I'm like the meme master.
Yeah,
and it says that Jar Jar Binks was his favorite character.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder if that has like any truth to it.
Surely not. But maybe. Who knows?
What if it is? What if he realizes that everything that he's created, like he made this as a big old piss take.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm going to sell this off for, what was it? Like $3 billion?
$4 billion, I think, maybe something like that.
And I'm going to put the stupidest character I know.
Yeah.
I could ever think up in this movie.
Well, maybe it's like, I don't know. Maybe he's like, maybe we're giving George Lucas too much credit.
And then he's like, in episode 10, he's going to come back and be a Sith.
Oh, God. Well, what they did say after this is the fact that there's going to be a hiatus on Star Wars movies for a while, which I think is great. As much as I love them all, I think we could probably all do with a break for a while. We have had 5 by the time this comes out. This will be the 5th Star Wars movie. Considering there was like 30 years in between, these and the originals. Yeah, well, so yeah, pretty much. And then, it took them to the 90s to give us the prequel trilogy.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it took them, X amount of years to give us The Force Awakens. And then since The Force Awakens, they've just hammered them out. Like one a year or more.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So like to go from having none in 20 years to 5 in 4 years or something like that, it's a lot.
It is a lot.
And it's not like we're going to be starved of Star Wars content because The Mandalorian's still coming out and stuff like that.
We got all the TV series as well.
Yeah, so
comics, books. Yeah. It's all canon, baby.
It's all there. So it's still coming. But I am very interested to see how this all plays itself out and finishes off. Very much so. Very excited.
I like your idea about Kylo.
Which one? Because I kind of got myself confused halfway there. I'm like, hang on, he won't be the main bad guy. He'll be the good guy.
Yeah, no, well, that's what
can't be the Rise of Skywalker if he's going to be, the bad guy, unless he becomes the bad guy and then chooses the name Skywalker and he's just like pissing all over the name. Can you imagine what the fans would do if, let's just say, Kylo Ren wins the whole thing and he's there, and instead of taking on, the name Kylo Ren or Darth fucking whatever he wants to call himself.
He's like, call me Skywalker.
Yeah, call me Skywalker. Oh. I don't think they'd like that.
I'd love that.
Yeah, well, yeah. I wouldn't hate it.
I only want that now. You've put this idea in my head and now I'll settle for nothing less.
Yeah, but I think it'll probably be more around him and Rey maybe teaming up and beating all the bad guys.
Yeah.
And then finally bringing, peace to the galaxy and balance in the Force and all that sort of stuff.
Look, I think we're probably gonna get something where we got Rey and I guess Kylo teaming up to be the bigger threat.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of what I mean.
Yeah, I'm with you on that idea because we do hear a little bit of a giggle at the end of the
just a giggle.
Just a giggle.
Yeah. I'm back,
bitches. But is he back?
Is he back for good, or is he back in some sort of like Force ghost form, or is he back in some sort of like weird de-aging CGI character, or like what are we going to do?
Yeah, who knows, Troy, because
you wouldn't have to de-age him because it's all makeup anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's interesting because apparently he is in this movie.
Yeah.
But in what kind of context, Troy?
We don't know how. But I think that would be good if that was the bigger threat. Or something like that, something that he is, orchestrating, even if it is from beyond the grave. And then, Kylo and Rey team up to become Kyray.
Ooh,
I don't know.
Cairo.
That's Cairo. No, is that a thing?
Yeah, it is.
No, I don't mean like I know it's a city, but I'm saying, what would their celebrity couple name be? It would definitely be Reylo.
Oh, I like Raylo.
Like J-Lo.
Yeah. That's way better.
Yeah.
Make that a thing. Hashtag Raylo.
Hashtag Raylo, baby. So that's my predictions.
I like that. That's very good. That's very good. I'm pretty excited for this Star Wars movie, Troy.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Do you think we're going to see? Do you think they're going to give us a green lightsaber?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen. We also don't know what role Luke is going to play in this, considering he did technically die.
Yeah, but
is he going to force ghost it for like the whole movie?
There's things like there's people talking that he might get resurrected or something like that.
Well, you can resurrect. You can bring people back from the dead.
Yeah.
There have been people that have been strong enough to do it before.
There's clones,
Yep.
There's Star Wars like universe is a crazy thing, Troy.
Yeah. Well, clones, technically, you can only look like the guy from Once Were Warriors, Aquaman's dad.
Yeah.
Because he's the one they're all made from. So, yeah, you can only look like that guy.
That's fair.
Yeah. It's the only clone they can do.
No, but I thought I think it might have been in the comics, or it might have been in a novel that they actually cloned Luke Skywalker from the hand that got chopped off.
Maybe.
So
you're talking to someone who has never read a book. I started, and then I stopped pretty quickly.
Oh, it shows that you haven't read a book.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't read memes. I'm sorry, I'm not educated, okay?
Get on my level. If you are not on my level, you might as well just leave now.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll see you later.
I thought you were serious about Star Wars.
I am serious about Star Wars. I'm serious to death about Star Wars movies. That's about as far as I go, all right? Sue me. Anything else you want to say about this before we move on and talk about the main thing for the thing? Anything else you want to say?
Oh, look, I thought it was pretty interesting that we did see Kylo Ren tackling what looked to be stormtroopers potentially.
Or something.
Like, I've watched the trailer twice.
Maybe like a I don't know, maybe like a Knights of Ren guy.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he's like fighting his own people.
Maybe
that's while he's training them even.
Could be. He had his lightsaber going. It looked like he stabbed him like with the little handy part.
Yeah, actually it did look like that.
Yeah. It's like you didn't have the safety
Training
on
day,
there.
bitch.
Yeah.
It's like, oops. It's like a Denzel Washington version where he just kills him.
You're dead.
Yeah.
You're dead, mate.
All right. Yeah. Well, who knows?
And he's not letting the past die, mate, because he's putting his helmet back together. Or is that someone else?
Yeah, who knows? You don't know.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah, we will.
It could be like a collector.
Yeah,
and he's like, oh my God, I just found Kylo Ren's helmet.
Oh my God.
I'm going to sell this on Space Bay.
Well, this is going to go at least 400 space credits.
Oh damn.
Yeah. Plus shipping. Yeah, $7.95 space credit shipping.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. Depends on what part of the galaxy you got to ship it to.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You wonder if they have PayPal?
It ships galaxy wide.
Ooh.
Maybe.
But like no further.
No further. Yeah. Just the galaxy.
Yeah.
Just that one. All right. Let's move on. Arcade April movie madness continues on as we check out the second comic book movie entry for the month. As I spoke about at the top of the show, Hellboy. The 2019 reboot has some big red shoes to fill after the fan favorite entries of the mid to late 2000s starring Hero to the People and my personal dad, Ron Perlman. He is my dad. Okay?
He is your dad.
He is my dad.
It's been a while since you've talked about your dad.
I know. He doesn't know it. I once tweeted him.
Oh, hey, Dad.
Didn't tweet me back.
Yeah. Oh, he saw it.
He saw it.
And then he blocked you.
He's like, you're no son of mine.
Yeah.
Anyway. So now, while it seems like nobody in the world has actually bothered to see this movie, we did, so we could find out if it even holds just the slightest bit of charm from the originals. Cade, what is this movie about?
So basically, Hellboy is caught between the worlds of supernatural and the human, battles an ancient sorceress bent on revenge.
Yeah.
That's like...
That's pretty much it.
He battles a witch.
Yeah, it's Hellboy versus a witch, all right?
Hellboy is having daddy issues and fights a witch.
Fights a witch. This movie in a nutshell. Welcome to Hellboy 2019.
That's probably a way better synopsis than the official one.
Yep. So starring, as we all know, David Harbour as Hellboy, Mila Jovovich as the Blood Queen, Ian McShane, Sacha Lane, Daniel Day-Kim's in this, directed by Neil Marshall and with a runtime of around 120 minutes. Financially, this movie
is killing it.
Be struggling.
So had an opening weekend of $12 million. Don't know what the domestic total is.
Well, the domestic total is Pretty much $12 million.
$12 million. Yeah. Foreign is 1 million
so far.
So if you've been working the math out with me,
yep,
that is a $13 million worldwide total, all on a budget of $50 million.
Yeah, so it's not good.
It's in the red by a long way.
In the red.
In the black.
You think that would be good for this type of movie, but no. A large part of that is going to be critically. It's been panned. We'll get into that. So Rotten Tomatoes, 15% rotten, which is, we'll talk about that in a sec. The audience score is 63%. IMDb has it at 5.4 out of 10, and Metacritic has it sitting at 30. Cade, do you think those numbers are justified?
Look, I think the audience score for Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb are probably about right.
Yeah.
Because I don't think this movie is going to be for everyone.
No. And it literally isn't, because it's rated R.
It's rated R. Yeah. And that's what's hurt it so badly, I think.
Partly that, yeah. For sure.
So, look, let's get into a non-spoiler bit about this movie.
Yeah.
And I think
not a lot to spoil.
There's not a lot to spoil
when you break it down. But yeah.
So, look, do you even want to do a non-spoilers? Because, like, there's not much that you can really spoil in this movie.
Let me just think quickly. There's... look, I mean...
There's nothing.
There's nothing really. I mean, if you've ever seen a movie before, you probably know how it's going to end.
Yeah.
So...
And it's obviously a franchise that they're trying to build.
Yeah, and if you've kind of read any of the comics... it's kind of really sort of heavily based on Hellboy: The Wild Hunt. So if you've read that at all, it's, you know, the story already.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, let's just do it. Okay. Let's just get into it.
Let's talk.
Mild spoilers for Hellboy, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows?
Look, the tone of this movie like set off instantly with the basically the opening sentence of it dropping just a casual fuck.
Yeah.
For no reason. I was like, oh, okay, so this is where we're going.
Yeah, and I don't even know if that really plays into that character, because I don't think he overly just swears.
No, he
know
doesn't.
What I mean? I don't know.
Think that might have been the only time that he says the word fuck.
I'm sure it's not, but it's just not common enough that you'd think it would be in the in the first sentence. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I was like, weird. Okay, so my impression when I first heard that, I was like, okay, so they're going for this hard R.
Yeah.
And basically that's what they do throughout this movie, is like they just try to push everything just that little bit too far when it doesn't really need it, because I mean, there's lots of blood and gore in this movie.
Yeah.
When there almost doesn't need to be.
Yeah, look, I think they probably could have gotten away with like an M rating or an MA 15+.
Because, look, I'm for an R rating if it adds to the story.
Yeah.
If you're going for that R rating because you're like, hey, we're cool.
Yeah.
It's always going to work against you.
Look, there are parts in this that it definitely played really well with. And I think like there's a sequence kind of getting towards the end where some creatures are unleashed from hell, and they're kind of, you know, comically kind of walking their way through London, killing people. And there's one that's got like basically spikes for legs.
Yes. And he's like collecting people.
He's collecting people like a human shish kebab.
Yeah.
As he's walking along. And I think that's kind of funny.
Yes.
And like I think it kind of works, but there's others where they're kind of like, you know, peeling off like face skin and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, it's all fine, but it's like,
it doesn't add anything to the narrative.
Yeah, does it really kind of like make the story any stronger?
Yeah.
Probably not, because the story is quite weak.
Oh, the story is incredibly weak in this movie. So, I mean, look, let's go out and say what we think of the movie.
Yeah.
And then we'll try to...
we'll break it down a bit.
Yeah, we'll break it down. So, overall, this 2 hours went very, very quickly, because Hellboy is like, it's a ride.
Yeah.
Like the whole movie is just like, it's like Transformers.
Yeah.
Nothing's really making sense, but everything is like fun.
Yeah.
And if you like, I honestly think if you like a Deadpool movie,
yeah,
you would kind of like this movie.
Yeah, okay.
Because Deadpool is kind of the same. Like it's over the top. It's it's crude for the sake of being crude.
Yeah.
And then this movie does, I feel like this followed a Deadpool template and just put Hellboy in there, like another red character.
Yeah, I would remove Deadpool and I would throw in Venom, because this is
that's
the best way I could explain this movie is very much like Venom.
Absolutely. That's spot on.
Garbage story, but still fun enough to get you through it.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of things to like. But you've just got to switch that brain off, man, because you won't need it.
Definitely.
You do not need it through this movie.
Because we get Hellboy that he just goes on like these little mini journeys throughout this whole movie. And then the final bit just happens very, very quickly. Yeah.
The biggest issue, well, we won't talk about that. We won't talk about issues yet. Because I really feel like what we should do is we should probably separate the good from the bad, like the evil, because we do have a tendency to kind of just, we'll focus in on the bad stuff, and even if we like it, we still hammer on about all the shit we hate. So I feel like we're going to really make an effort to talk about the good. So we'll do that first. But I guess in case people don't want to listen to the rest because they haven't seen the movie and they are concerned that there'll be spoilers, do you recommend it? Hit, shit, or split?
Look, I really enjoyed the movie.
Yep.
I think it was really, really fun. I mean, the 2 hours, I didn't realize this was a 2-hour movie. Honestly, it felt like a 90-minute movie.
Yeah.
It went by in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
But I would never pay to see this at the cinema again.
Right.
This is a at-home movie.
Yep.
Because one, a lot of the CGI is dog shit.
At times, yeah.
It's really quite bad, but sometimes it's really, really good.
Look, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
All the CGI based around Hellboy is 12 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like, you can't fault how that character looks at any point in this movie.
Yeah, well, it is makeup and a suit for the most part.
But yeah, there's some like dead set green screen that is like from the 90s.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that when we get to stuff.
Yeah.
Because I got some issues. You say it felt like a 90-minute movie.
Yeah.
I say it should have been a 90-minute movie.
Could have been a 90-minute movie.
I think 2 hours was a little bit long. I found myself kind of phone checking towards the end, and I think like it probably went 20 to 30 minutes too long.
But that's also, I think, because the story doesn't need you to stay focused the whole time.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there isn't enough story to fill up 2 hours.
Absolutely.
Because it's not like they go into some massive Hellboy origin story, because they kind of cover that off relatively quickly, assuming that you've kind of already either seen the 2004 movie or the origin story of Hellboy.
Look, there's almost 2 entire mini stories in this movie that could be taken out.
Yeah.
Which is the Giants.
Yeah.
And him getting summoned to purgatory or whatever that was.
Yeah. Made no sense.
Yeah. It was only in there to get them in England.
So I know that at some point when he goes to purgatory, he's basically summoned there by the Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
So John Wick summons him. No, obviously the actual Baba Yaga summons him,
which is creepy as fuck.
Creepy as hell. Really well done. But all of that is all part of the story that they're trying to tell, which is predominantly this Hellboy, the Wild Hunt, because all that happens. So the whole thing, him, visiting the Baba Yaga and going into some sort of like deal with her for his eye, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, which, mind you, never paid off. Never paid off.
Never ever. However, that's what I mean. Like, it didn't need to be in there.
Yeah. So if you're not going to finish that story, like if you're going to say, like effectively, you're asking me for this, you will get this from me at some point, but not now. And then you never play that back and go, here is me giving this to you, then it's really just the story's unnecessary. If you're not going to finish the story, don't put the story in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it should have been 90 minutes long.
Yeah.
90, 100 minutes.
100 minutes would have been perfect.
Yeah, it would have been fine. I sit very closely with you. Like, I would say, I guess if there's an actual hit, shit, or split rating, it would be split, because it's kind of like, if you want to see a really good Hellboy movie, just go watch the old Hellboy movies. But this movie is good enough. Just don't watch it at the cinema.
Yeah.
Like, wait for streaming, pay $5 on iTunes and you know, get a good copy and watch it on your TV and stream it. Sure.
Yeah. You know what? That's the perfect way to do it. If you got, this is a pizza and beer movie.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And I think it would benefit from a smaller screen.
Absolutely.
Based on sort of what you were saying with some of the CGI and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's talk about the stuff that we do like. So
Yes.
look, when the CGI is good, it's fantastic.
Yeah, there are some really good parts.
I mean, you can see where they spent the money and you can see where they didn't
Ran out of money. Yeah.
What is interesting though is the trailers give you a massive misdirect
Yeah, okay.
for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then
How
it's
so? How so though?
Okay, so
In case people don't know, like me.
oh, okay. So in the trailers we see
Because I only watched one trailer and then I'm like, no, not spoiling anything for myself. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the trailers they see Hellboy on the back of a dragon who looks to be attacking the dead that's risen, all the monsters that have come out.
Yeah, yeah.
In the movie, it's alluded that's just I guess a thing that he
Like a vision?
a vision that he had, like he foreshadowed it. So he's like, you know what?
Yeah.
That ain't me.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas what happens in the movie, he doesn't do that. And
Just a quick scene.
just a very quick scene.
Well, it's better that it's just a quick scene that they kind of, you know, ruined rather than being a thing. But I don't think, you know, it would have been better if we didn't see that demon version of Hellboy at all in the trailers.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because that looked wicked.
It looked amazing.
Yeah. So with the massive horns and the crown of fire,
Yeah.
Hellboy gets bigger. Essentially, he looks bigger. He's thicker. All that sort of stuff. He's on the juice. He juices up.
He rocks up.
Yep. But you know what I mean. He's got like a bigger brow and he's like a bigger sort of physical body and stuff like that. And he just looks and he's got this flaming sword, which is Excalibur, mind you, which we'll get into.
Very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get into that. Yeah, so he looks amazing. And I think if you had that, not having seen it at all, and you go into the movie going, holy shit, that looks amazing.
Hell yeah.
I think it would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
But that did look good, and I did like that. Yeah, there were a lot of things. Like I think the best part about this movie is Hellboy himself. I like how at some points you can still see that he's a bit fat.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because like David Harbour he's not a slim man, and we know that he worked out very hard, but
he only worked his arms.
Yeah, it's kind of like he just did curls.
Yeah.
There are parts here where you can see like Hellboy has some back fat, or you see a bit of gut pushing through the abs and all that sort of stuff, which I didn't mind. Like, I mean, it's like
I like it. I dig it.
It's kind of like he's relatable. He's basically me.
He's the everyman hero.
He's the everyman superhero. So I didn't mind that at all. But I think David Harbour in this role was really good.
Absolutely. I really like the way he portrayed Hellboy, because here's a spoiler or a shock horror statement is I haven't seen any of the other Hellboy movies.
You annoy the crap out of me sometimes.
Nor have I read any of the comics. And look, I guess that's probably a good thing to go into this movie, because I don't know if Hellboy was a little bit different in, let's say, the original movies, I don't know how I would have felt, because this Hellboy is a little bit whiny with some dad issues, and it almost feels like he is basically a teenager.
Well, he essentially is supposed to be somewhat of a teenager.
Okay.
Because he obviously ages differently than we do. So and David Harbour went on the record to say that this is essentially, think of this as a younger version of Ron Perlman's Hellboy.
Okay.
And you kind of get that, like Ron Perlman's Hellboy, and not to compare the two, because I mean it's not in the same universe. This isn't the third movie, or it's not a prequel or anything like that. It's a straight reboot.
Do you think it could have worked as a prequel?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. Look, technically, like I mean, yes, but no, because with the way that everything is set and the way that Hellboy talks and swears, and everybody else around him is kind of like swearing, and there's a lot of like violence and gore and all this sort of stuff, for that to completely disappear for what would technically be the later movies.
Yeah.
It's like, did he just get old and just decide that swearing was bad or something? Or like, what's the go?
Well, it is a sin.
It is. But he's Hellboy, baby. He's all about sin.
Or is he? Because it doesn't seem like it in this movie.
Well, look, he's basically been raised like a normal kid.
Yeah.
As you would be raised to, know what's right and wrong, he is as well. So it's just because he's a demon man. Well, you got to put all these labels on demons.
I'm sorry, man.
All right.
I'm generalizing.
Stop generalizing demons.
It's fair.
Goddamn bastard. So yeah, he is effectively a teenager, and I think David Harbour plays that fairly well. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah. So I think big props to David Harbour. I think big props to the look. Of Hellboy as well. I didn't mind it at all.
I dig it.
Overall, like the creature designs, no creature design is ever going to be as good as Guillermo del Toro's creature designs. We're talking about the guy who did obviously both Hellboys. Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah. It's kind of next level stuff when you think of that movie.
Yeah, exactly. The first Pacific Rim job.
Oh.
All those movies. There is he has a very distinct look.
Yeah.
And you can see that sort of going through all these movies. These don't look like those characters, and obviously they wanted to make it so they didn't, because they kind of, they want to separate it. And I think it suffered a little bit because some of the creature designs were a bit shit, but some of them were pretty good. Some of them were pretty fantastic.
Oh, man. Some of them are nightmare fuel.
Yeah,
and some of them are what came with the software.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here's Goblin and here's Fairy.
Yeah, so I think there are some action sequences that are really good in this as well, if we're talking about the good stuff still.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff.
You could probably count it on one hand, but they're very good.
But you're counting it on the big hand, the hand of doom.
That's it. Yeah. It's a hand that counts.
Yeah. Let's talk about the stuff that might not be so good.
I loved how they recycled the joke like over and over with him constantly breaking his phone.
Oh, well, see, I feel like they did that twice.
They did.
And then they never went back to it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say they recycled it.
It's recycled.
Because it would be like if that continued throughout the whole thing, but it kind of happens once and then it happens again 7 minutes later.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like never discussed again.
Don't talk about that no more.
It's like, we played that joke out.
And one thing that look, this annoyed me.
Okay.
At the start of the movie, we see him talking to his dad on the phone.
Yes.
Or it's alluded that he's talking to his dad on the phone. But then it shows a picture of the phone and it's the phone ringing while he's talking to his dad. Because it says answer or ignore.
Well, no, isn't that hang up?
No, it's not.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It's really bad. It was like everyone out there has an iPhone.
We all know what they look like, except me, apparently.
And it's like, that's wrong.
Yeah,
that's immediately wrong, and I'm now angry for the whole movie. Okay,
so you spoke about There's a couple of side stories that don't need to be told, and one of them is the story of Hellboy fighting three giants.
Yes,
which only serves essentially for what this. We haven't even spoken what the movie is technically about. Like, I guess we have, but
it's Hellboy fighting a witch.
But it's essentially So just a very brief recap. There was a witch once upon a time. And there was a great war between the armies of the human people and the armies of darkness. And she led the armies of darkness. And then she got defeated by Merlin and King Arthur with Excalibur. I thought we were in trouble within the first 5 minutes of this movie, because there is a part, and if Mila Jovovich is in your movie, there's a good chance it's going to be shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless it's like,
maybe The Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Maybe the first Resident Evil.
Exactly.
Maybe He Got Game. Something like that. Yeah. There's a couple of exceptions, but for the most part, if Mila Jovovich is in your movie's going to be shit.
Yeah.
And there's a part where
I feel like she's the best, like she's the highest top listed actress that you can get in a shit movie.
Maybe. There's got to be better.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You think of like every shit movie that you've probably seen, and I'm sure
she'd be the queen of the shit movies.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. So she So she's the queen of the shit movies.
Wait, was her husband the director?
He wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. He definitely wasn't. No. This is directed by Neil Marshall. And we'll talk about that in a sec too, because I watched another Neil Marshall film today and I'm still having anxiety from it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good anxiety or bad?
Oh, good. Well, bad. All anxiety is bad, I'm assuming.
No, there's some good ones.
But good that it comes from a place of having been given to me from a movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So effectively in the first 5 minutes of this thing, we've got Nimue, the Queen Nimue, or whatever her name is, Mila Jovovich. Wimberway, yeah.
On top of Pride Rock.
Yeah. So she is about to be defeated by Merlin and King Arthur, of course. Who else is it going to be? And he pulls out old Excalibur. And just the way she says Excalibur, she's like, Excalibur! And I'm like, oh, we're fucked.
Yeah.
We are fucked.
That was the worst acting I've ever seen in my life.
I'm like, this is going to be terrible. Luckily, it kind of picked up a bit from there.
Let me put my blood in this tree.
Yeah. So anyway, she's defeated. She's cut into 7 pieces, and those pieces of her are spread very closely together.
At least 200 meters apart.
It's supposed to be in 7 very far away different places, but it's literally collected within the space of 2 days by a pig man.
Yeah, bear pig.
Who doesn't he doesn't have a car. How is he getting around?
He's
magic?
Maybe. Actually, could be.
I mean, it could be magic, but if he's getting around in magic, then tell us.
You know what I don't get?
I'm trying to tell the story.
Okay, all right. I'll come back to it. I'll put a bookmark in there.
Okay. So anyway, this bear pig man, whatever he is, gets all 7 pieces really quickly and puts it back together through some ritual with some people that don't even tell us who they are.
Oh, but they have no eyes.
They have no eyes. They just rock up and they perform this ritual, and she comes back. But apparently she can't get all her powers back until she gets back to the tree where she was executed on, because the tree contains her blood. So she has to get back to the tree. She gets there pretty quick and gets her blood back, but apparently she still can't have all her powers until she finds a true king or something. And that is apparently, we're led to believe, Hellboy. So it's kind of like a will they, won't they, Ross and Rachel kind of thing for the rest of the movie. And then they have a big battle at the end, and naturally she's vanquished. The end, I guess.
If only the battle was that big.
Yeah. But does that kind of tell you the story?
I think so.
Anyway, so I guess what I'm trying to get at is King Arthur and Merlin and Excalibur play a role in this movie. And I know they do in the comic. But, man, it's just no one wants to hear these stories anymore. No one wants a fucking King Arthur story.
Especially me.
Especially you.
Especially me.
I like medieval shit.
And I hate medieval shit. And this is pushing the line, Troy.
Yeah, this is the most medieval shit that you can get.
Yeah.
Because apparently we're supposed to be led to believe that there was this great war on Earth.
That no one fucking knows about.
No one knows about, and that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. It was all covered up by the government of, 1600s.
Yeah.
England or whatever.
No, it was not even that old. It was in the 500s.
Oh, 500s. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So 500s England. And God, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I don't want to talk about the story. But yeah, I don't know. Excalibur plays a part in this movie.
Twice.
Thrice,
probably.
So there's a part, and I fucking hated this so much. So I've got to talk about it.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about your pig thing first? Your pig man bear thing?
Okay. So one thing that I really fucking hated about this movie is it had really, really weird, I guess, intentions. So this pig thing hated Hellboy because he could imitate a child.
But now he can't.
Yeah.
Because of iron.
Is it?
Yeah. Because... So remember when they're playing that? Okay, so this man bear pig thing is in this movie for about half of it before they even talk about who he is.
Yeah.
So he's in this whole thing and he's running around. He's not introduced at any point. You don't know his name. You don't know where he comes from.
And I feel like he has the worst accent. I feel like it's laid on real thick.
Yeah, it's like a Scottish or Welsh or like a real thick. So we have no idea who this person is. We have no idea what his intentions are. We know that he hates Hellboy. That's about all we get because we get a very brief conversation between him and Baba Yaga, John Wick. And so it takes about an hour for us to get backstory. And this gives us backstory into how Hellboy came to know this man, bear, pig thing.
Mm-hmm. And came to know his sidekick.
Yeah, came to know his sidekick slash potentially future girlfriend, by the way, Alice Monaghan.
Slash potential almost killer.
Yeah.
Of him.
Yeah, almost. So it kind of gives us that story at the same time because Alice gets introduced and it takes us about 20 odd minutes, maybe more, before we know how she fits into the whole thing. It's like, how are you guys friends?
And you know what? It's almost an offhanded comment from Hellboy's dad.
Yeah.
She's a powerful medium. She could be useful.
Yeah. But it's kind of more like they obviously have this massive like
connection.
Backstory.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, who? Who are you? Like, why are you in this movie now? And why do we not know why you're in this movie? And then we get some sort of thing where like this fairy pig thing has, when Alice was a baby, it took her form. And then her parents called Hellboy because they knew it wasn't their real baby. And then Hellboy came and he's like, oh, you better give us the real baby back. And so he like shakes this baby and it turns into like the pig fairy thing. Yeah. And then it's like running away. And then he grabs it with a pair of iron tongs. And that's it. And he's like, oh, I hate iron. But apparently that trapped him in that form forever, did it? Apparently.
Oh, see, I didn't even get that.
Yeah, so that's
right. Of course, that makes perfect sense.
This is what you're dealing with.
Magical tongs.
Yeah. So while all of this kind of looks pretty cool, and some of it's even fun, it makes zero fucking sense.
Oh man, it's held together by fucking string.
Yeah. So that's how we get to know two of the main sort of people in this movie through 5 minutes of backstory / exposition.
Yeah.
Wild.
Poorly done. Yeah.
Wild.
Let's talk about
which one?
Well, I was going to say, you want to talk about the like anticlimactic ending?
Well, I want to talk about the green screen fight scene.
Oh, okay.
Let's do that first.
Okay.
Because the whole point, like why I was trying to tell this story about the story while I was trying to explain it, because there's this Osiris Club that comes into play.
That seems like it's going to be a massive deal.
Yeah, means zero.
Absolutely nothing.
Means absolutely nothing.
Because the amount of exposition that goes into this, I would say it's about 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's too much, and then they're basically never spoken of again.
Yeah.
Sort of. So effectively, they know that Hellboy is part of the apocalypse because they know that if this queen gets risen, they'll team up or something.
But they
don't really sort of say. So they kind of go, hey, Hellboy, we need your help killing these giants that are like in the forest. Oh, no tricks. We're here to kill you instead.
Yeah.
And then the giants come and kill them instead. And then Hellboy fights. Yeah. And then Hellboy fights 3 giants. And we were talking about this last night, like pretty much as soon as the movie was over. We didn't know if this was a deliberate choice of like weird camera work.
Yes.
But it was very much what it looks like is David Harbour in Hellboy costume running on the spot.
Yes.
In front of a green screen and then ducking and running and diving. And
then showing up in another part of the green screen.
Yeah. And it was just wildly bad.
And this like raised another topic that we talked about is there a new standard for average CGI that's going across the board for everything?
Yeah.
Because it was really noticeable in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Like some of the characters are in that. They were very poorly done. The one that really stands out for me is like Iron Man and Mark Ruffalo when he's in the
well, that's the biggest one.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of like there's a floating head and we seem to be getting more and more of that. We got that in Shazam, where it's some of the most questionable CGI
when they're flying. Terrible.
When they're flying, yeah. And then you see this, and it's like, hang on, am I noticing a trend here?
Is this a thing that's going to continue now?
Yeah.
Like, I thought we had gotten to a point where we could pretty much put anything on screen. Now, I understand that you're limited to what your budget is, and I guess my defense to that last night was maybe these are going back and reshooting scenes that they, or like trying to add in scenes that they might not necessarily have the budget for anymore.
Yes.
So the polish for. Someone has decided that they need this, and they've decided to make it happen. They just don't have as much money to do it. Because they spent, $25 million on Hellboy suits, or something. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but it's a definite thing. There are bits and pieces everywhere where you get some amazing things happen, and then you just get shit in the same movie, and it's very, very weird.
Yeah, because you would almost take an average across the board. Yeah, because some of that CGI is like, it's really bad.
Well, this Hellboy versus the Three Giants thing is noticeably the worst.
Yeah.
Like it looks like the Giants look fine.
The Giants look
by
great.
themselves. They look amazing. But you put David Harbour in there and you can immediately tell that he's in front of a green screen.
Absolutely.
And it really takes you out of it.
They really should have just CGI'd him.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
And like kept him at a comfortable distance where you get away with it.
Or just do it all practical.
Yeah, just get real giants.
Just get real giants. Yeah. How hard is it?
It's not that hard.
Fucking hell. Jesus. Just go to a forest.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Jesus. We got a friend who's 6'10". That's like a giant. Get him
on some platforms.
Yeah. Anyway, so here's a thing that I disliked. So the character of Major Ben Damio, right? Now, I don't know if you remember this from back when this movie was being first spoken about, but it was originally Nicholas Hoult who was supposed to be that character, and then there was all this backlash because, oh no, that's an Asian American character. We can't have a white actor playing that.
Okay, yeah.
And so Nicholas Hoult famously said, "Hey, I wasn't aware. Totally understand. I am not going to be that character. I'm moving away from the project.
Yeah,
I believe it should be an Asian American actor." So what they do is they get an Asian American actor, and then they make him British. And the accent is fucked.
Oh, man.
It is so bad. And the character is Asian American. The actor they get is Asian American. And for some reason, somebody decides that it makes more sense, even though this is an international paranormal crime fighting agency or whatever, they decide that they're going to make the character British, and they're going to force American Asian actor Daniel Day Kim to put on what might be one of the worst British accents I've heard in some time.
It's pretty much right up there, isn't it?
It's not good. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And even the character of Alice Monaghan, who is supposed to be like this white, redhead, Irish thing, they've changed person. Like a human. Yeah. They've put an African American actress in the role, but also made her Cockney British.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are there no English actors?
There's none. Hugh Grant was busy.
Because it's not like they've picked huge name stars.
Exactly.
That they're like, oh, we have to have these people in this movie. It's the only way. It's like getting Brad Pitt and making him talk French or whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or German. But it just ruins it for me.
Yeah, like absolutely.
It's rough.
It overreached in so many areas where it didn't need to.
Yeah.
And honestly, this movie complicated itself.
Yeah. Well, you can't tell me there aren't good black or Asian actors in England or in America, but are English. Come on, man.
Figure it out.
Just
the casting was questionable.
You know what I mean? I just don't understand why you would do that. It makes no sense to me.
One final CGI.
Just make the character Asian American. Yeah. Because the character is Asian American.
Not controversial enough.
I just don't. Asian British.
Look, not difficult enough.
I know that. Whatever, man. Anyway,
it is.
What were you going to say?
The final thing that I kind of want to talk about is actually there's two things. One I want to touch on really quick.
Yep.
Is what do you think of how they did the ghosts?
Weird.
It's
weird
weird,
and gross.
Yeah.
And also kind of looked like a CGI head on a nothing body.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. Especially Ian that's a big spoiler. Ian McShane at some point becomes a ghost. Because he dies.
Yeah.
He might come back. You don't know.
Yeah,
but yeah, Ian McShane, his version of the ghost was weird.
Oh, man. It looked like his head was on a broomstick.
Yeah, it was like
wobbling around.
It was like, yeah, it was weird. Yeah, it was weird.
And I like the way they did the ghost where it's kind of like, actually, the ghosts were weird because we kind of got the lady at the start who was a ghost.
Yep.
And when she came back as the spirit, right?
Yeah.
She was like very whimsical.
Yeah.
When he was a ghost, it was like he was just him.
Yeah, I think that character was fairly whimsical anyway.
Yeah, it could have been.
Look, I know we've gone over time. We haven't spoken about the big battle at the end.
Because it didn't exist.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so they go to St. Peter's Chapel in London. We've all been there.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you break through the floor, King Arthur's tomb's there, and there's Excalibur as well.
Yeah.
And it saves the day. I'm not even going to bother going into why any of that matters.
because
it honestly doesn't
matter.
Look,
it doesn't matter. Look, the final battle.
You get a were-jaguar.
Hey?
You get a were-jaguar, like a werewolf, but it's a jaguar. You get a were-jaguar, which is
not explained.
Which is a thing. Yeah, well, it's not explained how he gets it.
Yeah. Well, he got a scratch.
So he got a scratch and then he got away.
Yeah.
And then he became a were-jaguar.
Yeah.
This is what this movie is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's all these half things.
Yeah.
And yeah, the final battle, talking about half things, this battle.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely boring. This movie built up to this being like a huge battle. I mean, he has got Excalibur Troy.
Yeah.
He becomes, the Demon King.
Yeah.
And what happens?
Fuck all.
Little swap.
Yeah,
with the sword.
Well, I guess we get a pretty okay fight scene between Hellboy, the were-jaguar, and a steroided up man bear pig.
Yeah, that was good.
That was okay.
Except it was like the accent of that pig.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Well, then we get this other sort of like action sequence where it's it's Alice and Ben Daimio in the forest. And she develops this power
to punch
souls
spirits
out of people's bodies.
Yeah.
Never explained.
No,
it's literally when did you learn that? She's like, just now.
Get behind me.
That's it. It is wild. There is a movie there somewhere. Like there is a coherent movie that if they release a director's cut of this,
it could be great.
This is a real it's a real BVS type of movie in the sense of like I got enjoyment out of Batman vs Superman, like the theatrical cut.
Yeah,
because you're seeing Batman and Superman, and you get some amazing sequences, and
it's all the flashiness.
Yeah, it's all the flashiness, but the story is like, what the fuck is happening? And then you get the Ultimate Edition, and you're like, oh, that's where that bullet came from.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it. Sweet.
Totally.
That's
sense.
what that jar of piss is.
So yeah,
it's Granny's peach tea.
Oh yeah, delish.
Like makes total sense.
Totally.
So I think that's what this whole thing is.
Yeah.
I think there's a movie there somewhere. I think a lot of it's on the cutting room floor. I think there's enough in there to entertain you. David Harbour's Hellboy's great, but fuck, there is some shit.
Oh man. So overall, don't go see this movie at the cinemas. Wait till you want to have a beers and pizza
beer
with
and
your
pizza
buds.
with your buds,
yeah,
and watch it then. Look, we did ask in listener feedback, Hellboy, hit, shit, or split. Pretty much no one's seen this movie.
Yeah.
So we didn't get much of a response, but effectively it was very much down the middle. We had very much between hit and split.
Yeah.
So it was almost 50%, but we did have a person also jump in there and say that it was shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm very much on the split side of things. You're where? You didn't really say.
Look, I'm going to say it's a hit because it's just stupid fun.
Damn.
It's stupid fun. I would watch it again.
You wouldn't pay for it though.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
If this was on Netflix, I'll watch it. And it's just, you'll go in there, get blind, have the best night.
I think this movie is better than Venom. And I think I gave Venom probably.
You know what? If I had the choice between the two, I'd choose Hellboy.
Yeah. There is a lot more going on. Character-wise, as far as what they're doing and they're fighting and what they look like and all that sort of stuff, then there is in Venom, because Venom's just a whole bunch of humans and then Venom and then some CGI mess at the end.
Yeah.
this is a lot better than that.
Yeah, totally.
So if you liked Venom, maybe you'll like this. But if you actually really want to see a good Hellboy movie, just go watch the 2004 one with Ron Perlman.
I might go check it out.
You should. Hey, number 2 is even better.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
So that is it for this week. We are done. We did go over time, but we spoke about Star Wars. That's right. I totally forgot about that. We'll be back next week with a show.
Might do news.
It's coming. Might do news.
Yeah.
We got a live show going on for Avengers Endgame, but I don't know if we're going to do anything with that. We don't know what's happening. We're so busy.
Yeah, we're such busy boys.
We're so busy. So it could be a news episode. Could be something completely different.
Could be an instant reaction.
Could be an instant reaction to Avengers Endgame. You don't know. You don't know us.
We'll get the whole crew on.
Stop judging us. In the meantime, if you want access to previous episodes and the other fantastic shows on our network, you can head to the website ccradio.com.au. You can do that.
Go do it. Go do it now.
That is it, my friend. Are you finished?
I am.
Anything else you want to say? Any final thoughts?
I'm done. I'm pooped. I'm cut into 7 pieces and my head's been thrown into hell.
Yep, and you've been spread 30 meters apart.
At least.
But in boxes, you know?
Yeah.
You've been put in boxes at least and wrapped with chain.
And you have to eat someone's tongue to open it.
That didn't make any sense either.
No.
Anyway, Hellboy was a thing. That is it. As always, I'm Troy.
I'm Cade.
And this has been Comic Confidential.
Cheers.
Peace.